right, welcome to another episode of Tips,
Tricks,
and Oops podcast.
This is episode 3.
And I'm Sanford Alexander, and you're?
I'm Terese Goren, and you're?
Estin Talavera.
And we're recording this episode on May the 1st, 2012.
Because we had so much information when we recorded episode 2, we just decided to keep on going. So Estin, tell me about deleting music from your iPhone. How is it you go about doing that?
Okay, so first of all, if you want to delete music off of the phone, if you're not a VoiceOver user, all you have to do is find the song that you want to delete, and then tap it and swipe to the left. But that does not work if you are a VoiceOver user because of the way that it's set up. I also must mention that the way that this works is such that it's very, very difficult to actually get it working. So if you can't get it to work on the first try, continue trying, because you will eventually get it. It's not an easy process. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I have a song here that I can go ahead and delete. I'm actually not going to delete it, but well, actually I can delete it because it's just on the cloud, so it doesn't really matter. So what I can do is I can double tap it and hold, and let me try that again. I'm going to double tap, and it's not recognizing the thing. Oh, it did it, but it did the one thing that I didn't want it to do. So I'm going to scrub that away. So I'm going to double tap. So double tap here. And of course it's not working because it's a demonstration.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Silver disc, More, tab, selected, songs, menu item.
Okay, so it brought up that menu item again, and I'm scrubbing that away with a 2-finger gesture. And that menu item doesn't do anything. If you double tap when that menu item comes up, it won't do actually anything. And I don't know why.
That's a different song, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It also helps.
Here's all I need.
So here we go. Double tap. Double tap here. And it still didn't work. And I've tried this 3 times now.
So patience is the key.
Yes. Yes. I have a friend that can do this every time, but I also must mention that he's sighted. And so I want to get this to work once.
It sounds like a picture, like the trouble you can have with the picker item.
Yeah, but it's not the same process.
No, but it's like trying to get that.
It's finding the sweet spot.
So when it
works.
Right.
What you have to do is you have to double tap it. Then so double tap. And then once you hear that sound, click and jump off of it. But if you don't jump off of it soon enough, it won't pop up the little box. Oh, there it is. Called confirm deletion for that. You double tap the confirm deletion button. And if I was not subscribed to iTunes Match, it would delete it. It would have not shown up again. However, because I'm subscribed to that, it deleted the song, but it's still there. Now it has a little icon that allows it to do for iCloud. And so since I'm subscribed to iCloud, all of my songs are there. So even if I delete them once, I still have to go back, and if I really want to delete them, I actually have to delete them off of iCloud itself. And I have to delete them using the computer.
So that's a case of it's gone, but it's not really gone.
Correct. It's kind of putting it in the trash can, or putting it in the recycle bin, and you can always just double tap the cloud icon, this cloud download button, and once you do that, I'm not going to do it here because I'm not connected to the Wi-Fi, and that would take data. So if I'm going to try this one more time here, and we'll see if I can get it on the first try. So I found another song. I'm going to double tap, and then
Wow, it's
Double tap again.
2005. Silver disc. Method. All I need. All
And so now, yeah, it's very, very.
Let the praises ring.
I honestly wish they would give us a different gesture to do this, because it's very, very difficult to actually do. And so if that was one thing I could say, is that this is not something that you want to have to do very often, unless you have a lot of patience.
If you have a large library, then you probably aren't. It's like going through thousands of emails. If you want
Correct.
to delete them, you can't.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And see, the other thing is, when I was managing my music with, before I did all this iTunes Match stuff, you could delete the song just by unchecking it and seeking the phone. But because I'm not seeking the phone with the computer anymore, it won't allow me to do that, because I'm not actually syncing it with anything anymore. I'm using just the cloud. And so that is one con, is if you want to delete a lot of music, you're going to have to learn how to do this deleting function. And as I said before, it's not very easy to do. I mean, I practiced that for a while just to make sure that I could actually pull it off for the podcast. And even though I practiced it, and it still didn't work. So that's how you would delete a song off of the phone, in a nutshell.
Turning to another question that I got from somebody that saw our last podcast, they were curious to know, since we have iPhones each, and Terese is a low vision user, how her phone is set up and what it does that's different from a voiceover screen being set up, and what's different about it from a regular print screen. Because they were curious about how having larger print would affect the way the screen reads. So Terese, would you be able to tell us about it?
Well, I don't do anything too different. Now, I do use VoiceOver when I'm reading things such as when I go into Facebook or even long emails. Sometimes I'll turn VoiceOver on, or if I have a news feed or something that I want to read. No. Sometimes, a lot of times, I just make adjustments on my phone, visual-wise. Let me get in here.
VoiceOver on.
Yep, I turned my VoiceOver on. And my...
Screen lock.
There we go. Okay.
Slide to unlock.
No.
Slide or double tap. Calculator
Okay.
settings.
Now
Double tap to open.
my settings are, I don't use Zoom, which is another form of accessibility that's on the phone. So what I use is just, because for some reason with Zoom I can't make the adjustments. You have to scroll the screen back and forth and be able to find your icons that you're looking for. I can't do that. I lose the real estate on the page, which is what a lot of complaints people have when they use a Zoom text or Magic or something. So I just make
So the text gets bigger, but the field you're looking at gets smaller.
Right.
And you have to move the field around.
Right.
Okay.
You have to move the field around. So all I do is go into settings and make adjustments under print size.
Oh.
And I adjust my email. In email, there's a setting for extra large or large, medium, small, and so on. And I just adjust it for extra large.
So the screen is still the regular size screen.
Right.
But the text is, but you're still going to have less text? Does that still
Yeah,
matter?
there's still, but you're still, the text is going to be big on the screen, but you're not losing the entire screen itself. So your print is larger, but you're not losing screen, everything that's on the screen. So your icons are all still going to be there, but the print is gonna be bigger.
It's gonna make everything just kind of look a little smoother.
Yes, so it pops out a little more.
Mm. Well, I guess one of the things, my wife was looking at my screen, and she said that the icons are really kind of small.
Yes, they
All
are.
right? And one of the things that she started as a sighted person to find is that when I'm using VoiceOver and she touches the icon, of course it announces itself,
Right,
which then helps her learn what that icon means.
right.
But she was wondering, one of the people that was wondering, that when on your screen, if you still have regular size icons that she has trouble seeing sometimes, or if you had where they were larger.
No, the icons are still regular size. And the text that's attached to the icons are still regular size. What I have done to help me remember where things are, and I have several pages of apps, and what I have done is gone in and arranged my apps by category, where I have all of my social network stuff, all of my music apps, all of my video apps, shopping apps, and games, and then just utilities are all grouped together. So
now so each page is a different category of application.
Right.
Okay. So for my phone, I kind of do a little bit of a similar thing. I have 11 applications in a folder called Radio, and that's on my first page of applications. I have 4 applications in a folder called Weather, and that's the next icon. That's the next folder. But I have the applications that I use most often are on my first page.
right.
And then it goes from most to least, except for a few.
That's what I've done. Yeah.
So I hear you both saying similar but different things.
Yeah, because
I hear you saying, Terese, that you actually have more individual icons, more individual apps that are organized by page.
Right.
And Estin is organizing more icons into folders.
Yeah.
But
see, my best friend who is sighted uses the page method. He has all of his games on one page, all of his productivity stuff on one page, and all of those organized like she does. So it just kind of depends. I think it's a personal preference. It kind of just depends on what you're wanting.
It is.
To do with the phone.
So I've kind of got a combination of the two of you. Because I have individual apps that I use most often on the home page, and then when you get onto the second page, I have a utilities folder, and I have an entertainment folder, and I've got a whole bunch of stuff stuffed into both of them that I use occasionally. But if you're looking for a particular app, I bet you remember what page it's on, Terese.
Yes, but that's just how my brain works. Trying to remember what's on what page, and everything that I use, I have and it escapes me what it's called now. The toolbar, the app.
The dock.
The dock at the bottom. The 4 things that I use most of the time live there. That I use absolutely the most.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. Because on my phone, I used to have, for the longest time, I used to have phone, contacts, music, and mail on my phone as the dock. Now, I moved contacts out of there because I realized that the phone has the contacts app in it.
Right.
And so all I have to do is hit that contacts button and I can get to my contacts. So my contacts now is on my first page and it's not in the dock, leaving room for settings. And so now I have settings in my dock and I can always get to it no matter where I am. And
now I have phone in my dock, but I have the Money Reader and iBlink Radio and Weather.
Yeah.
In the rest of my dock.
You have completely customized your dock. I kept phone, music, and mail in mine. because I use music. I have probably over 8 gigabytes of stuff in my music, and so I use that a lot. And mail, I get my mail a lot, so I have that always there too.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of room for individual taste
Oh, yes.
Exactly.
and preference.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the other question that comes into play there, because we all happen to all have iPhones, if you had an Android, do you have the same kind of arrangement with a dock type situation and the same ability to move icons around?
I believe so. I have family members who have Droids, and they can do the same kind of arranging and
Yeah, I think
think
it's
you
this.
can,
I don't think
yeah.
it's the same way of moving the
Right,
applications around, but I
yeah.
do believe that they do
But you
have.
can do it.
Yeah.
The
It's
concept
doable.
of being able to move applications where you want to put them would
Is-
exist,
Yeah,
and that the method of how you do it is different.
yeah.
So
Well, it
that's
has to be.
something that, what we're basically finding is that for anybody that wants to move things around more conveniently, do what's most comfortable, do what works for you, and don't worry about Estin being wrong and Terese being wrong, that's
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
They can be.
That's what you can do what you want to do.